Testing, testing, testing. One, two. Um, I don't have any prepared remarks. Hey, my name is Troy White. I'm with Hoodoo Financial, and today I am going to attempt to discuss a financial planning topic and cross that up with something that's been on my mind, and I think you can relate to it. I'll see if I can dive into that by I'm going to include a couple of quotes, but I'm not even sure the fundamental topic. Here's what's on my mind. What's been on my mind is funerals. And I just wanted to talk about it. I'm going to tell you something. How there is a financial planning purpose for me mentioning this. So I'll make some notes to make sure I get back to the point of it all. But financial planning as it relates to funerals. I'm gonna write that word down, funerals, and then I'm just gonna start talking. So here's something about that constantly rings in my ears. I was 26 years old. I worked for the University of California at Berkeley, and um, I had a coworker, and that coworker was 41, and he was pretty cool. He was Caucasian, and his home country is Chile. He was from Chile. So I don't know if you have any friends from, or acquaintances from Chile, but uh, this is a Spanish speaking country in South America, and the ethnic um, makeup of those people, if you see them, you would just say that's a Caucasian man, right? And when they start talking, they speak Spanish, but they look like Spaniards, at least the ones that I knew, right? The ones who I've come in contact with. I'm sure there's an indigenous Indian population, but I've never met them. So this person that I used to work with when I was 26 and he was 41. And at that time, I remember that I was always taking off. I need a day off. I need a day off. I need a day off. And the reason was because I was always going to a funeral. So I'm 51 now. So if I was 26, that's 25 years ago. So we're in 2019. So that's 19 plus 6. So that means it was like 94, like 1994, something like that. So 25 years ago. So at that time, hey, my friends was dying. It was dropping like hot cake, like flies. That's what I was trying to say. Just people just dying all the time, right? And I remember I was very much aware of that and always trying not to be in the middle of the stuff that is going to get me killed, because I was in the middle of stuff that would get me killed. So, but back to that story, there was another funeral that I was taken off to go to, and I don't know if any of you have this feeling that when you ask for a time off, or if you had to go on this was at several jobs I had. If I just had a doctor's appointment or something, I get anxiety, like, man, they gonna fire me or something, because there's always, they always seem to have a problem when you leave, right? When you want some time off, like the place is not gonna function if you gone. So I remember having that anxiety, and then due to the fact that it was so many times that I'm saying, hey, I have a funeral to go to, and as you recall, as you know, uh, funerals just pop up. Somebody get killed, and the funeral is in a few days. So that was just happening over and over and over. So it's like I'm always asking for time off. So to this day, I have a funny, I got a funny relationship with uh with death, and I don't get along too good with funerals and stuff like that. But back to my story. So this particular time, I said, yeah, I gotta go to this funeral. And so my coworker, this guy, he was, like I mentioned, he was 41 at the time, and I was 26. And we were cool. It was real cool. And he said, "Yeah, man, you have a lot of funerals that you're going to." And he mentioned to me uh, that he doesn't know anyone who's died. And I thought, like, the hell you talking about, man? You 41. How could you not know someone that died? He said, yeah, his grandparents are still alive. And everybody he knew is still alive. And as far as he know, every person that he went to school with, he still communicate with them. They're still alive. And since he's been in America, which was, he had been in America for 20 years already, 20 or more. I would say nearly the amount of time I had been alive, he has been in America. And I was 26 at the time. I think he had been here like 23 years. And uh, in our conversation, he's like, what's up, man? Why is there so many people that you know are dying? And that was just shocking to me. And I would ask him, like, what you mean you don't know nobody that died? At least somebody had to trip and fall or get hit by a car or died of old age. We went over it and discussed it thoroughly, because I'm trying to prove to him, like, man, you gotta know somebody that's died. And I kept adding to my list of friends that died. I kept adding to it, like, oh yeah, it's so and so. Not in front of him, but I had, that just put that on my mind, like, damn. Well, how many people do I know that died? And I'm just making my list. My list was long, and it kept going, like, throughout the day. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about some. And then it's friends that died, and I didn't even know that. I couldn't even remember their name. I'm remembering them, and I'm like, oh yeah, him, he got killed over there. Oh yeah, what was his name? He was so and so friend. Oh, so I felt bad about that. How you dead, and you know people can't even remember you. That was bothering me. So I'm mentioning that just to say, oh, it's people who will live their whole life and never encounter nobody that gets killed. That is shocking. So that's my point on the funerals. But that instantly sends me to my financial planning side of my brain. And so this, all those friends of mine that are no longer here, that are killed, that was killed. I'm not even really gonna discuss the ones so much who died of some natural cause, which I can't think of one right now, but I'm sure there's some friends that died of natural causes. I can think of one right now, um, a real good one that that was, you don't want to bump into this cat when you have a problem. Well, he died He was big. He was, big and, not fat, but yeah, fat. And so I don't know if we're gonna consider that natural causes. Something. He just had heart failure or something like that. So I don't know if those, but I'm really just dwelling on those who have been murdered, by street activity. And so when you think about that from a financial planning standpoint, you know, some of those people had children. So right there, what's the fate of those kids? And there's some of them that's standing out in my mind right now. Um, some that I try to step in and do something for. Spend some time, um, give some good direction and advice and some good words, and be some sort of a role model and connection to that individual's father that is no longer here, or that individual's mother. Um, one of my very first friends on earth. Um, my first girlfriend on earth. She was killed. Uh, I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I don't even want to do this video. Um, it's a lot of dead homies, a lot, and for that person, just back in when I was 26, to say they had never even experienced that, my list was already at least 20 people that I had counted that was murdered, throughout my lifetime up to that point. And now, I can't even count. Anytime I try to like make a list or like check marks, oh yeah, he got killed. Oh yeah, him. It's ridiculous. And then, days later, I'm like, oh yeah. And, oh yeah, what about him? Oh yeah, they got killed over there. That's not good, man. This is just all messed up. But financial planning. So if these people had kids, so the several of the young men that I know who got killed had kids, and the women that I know who have been killed. The one who stands out, my first girlfriend, she had a daughter, and her absence is significant to that. But anyway, it's financial planning consequences to this, and so when so many in our community drop like flies, it's financial planning, and it's financial circumstances that impact our community as a whole because of it. And then remember, there's for every person that's killed, there's likely to be another person that goes to jail for killing them or for avenging that person who was killed. So the reverberations financially are just are they go far, they go deep into our community. And then I'm gonna tell you this little story. When I was starting off in financial planning, we had a we have we had vendors from insurance companies to come talk to us about all the products that they want us to sell up there, right? So they're telling us all the features of the insurance products, and so we go out and meet with individuals, and so people who need life insurance, for instance, then we'll understand their circumstance, and then we just had these meetings with the vendors, so now we know the specifics of what they offer. So if it matches this client, then we know that this client is perfect for that product, for that type of insurance. So we were in one of those meetings, and I was very up on it in terms of the books, in terms of what life insurance, what types of policies do what. But that was the book knowledge. So when I was sitting in this like seminar, listening to these vendors, and they talking about life insurance and who should get it and who, how it's gonna work and all of this. You know what? I was like amazed. I was like, this is a secret. And I'm like, and they basically the secret, the information about what life insurance is for. And then when I understood that you could get life insurance for your kid, and so you could get a couple $100,000 of life insurance for like $20 or less on a youth. And they instantly came to me, well, damn, so then therefore all of my friends who are dead, that just $20 a month would have their children living well off now. I shouldn't even say well off, but taken care of to where their life don't have to be reduced economically. Their life could have been advanced economically. And this was just, completely shocking to me to learn that. It was even like, man, I literally was like, my heart was going like this, and I'm going like, what? They letting me know this information? Like, I'm getting ready to go tell everybody I know, hey, let's sign up for some life insurance. Cause when so and so get killed, your kid gonna be all right. And so, whoever so and so is, got the money. So you walking around when you're getting killed, you got $1,000 in your pocket. You could have paid for life insurance for a year for a couple $100 or less, and your child would have had $200,000, $100,000, $1,000,000. Depends on the policy you got. And it's so many financial tools that we could be utilizing specifically since we getting killed. We are here dying. So since we know that and hey, let me tell you something else. A side note. How I can guarantee these deaths will stop. I guarantee it's gonna stop. If all of you mamas that's in the hood, especially once your kids start selling some dope, start acting like a tough guy of any sort. If your kid is a tough ass kid walking around here thinking they the one, if they selling some dope, if they toting guns, rush and go get them some life insurance. Rush and get the life insurance. And so what I just said is, how will these murders stop? If all you mamas get life insurance on your sons, and then the murders continue, and the murders, meaning the so-called black on black crime, don't call it black on black crime if the crime wasn't solved, first of all. So first, they're telling me that 90% of crimes or murders go unsolved. But then I hear in another sentence, 90% of these crimes, deaths, are black on black. Well, how the hell you know it's black on black if you can't solve the crime? And how do I know that the police aren't the one who killed him? That's what I believe. If it's unsolved, you did it. Because we know y'all out here killing them. So if it's unsolved, then I'm blaming you first, police. But secondarily, whoever, My point though is how this murder's going to stop, because when when people who have life insurance start getting murdered, the life insurance companies are going to make sure that the policies in these cities get changed so as to prevent these murders, because these murders are going to be monies out of their pocket that they are having to fork over to compensate for these lives that's lost. So right away, as the police keep killing them, oh, the insurance company is gonna put a stop to that. They're gonna be like, oh, no, 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 you can't do that no more, because these you killing policyholders, and that means we're gonna have to pay the policyholder. So do not kill that person. Go kill somebody else. That's what the insurance company is gonna do. And so that's if the police do it. Now, if it's just happening like they say, black on black, you just in the neighborhood, you just killing each other, well, they'll put a stop to that too, because it's social circumstances that create this the situation where you killed him or he killed you, and he killed somebody that you know. Well, that's a social circumstance, and the insurance company will make sure that those social conditions get changed, because it's affecting the bottom line. So, so just a piece on how these financial planning affects all of these murders and these funerals is that if we get on top of our financial planning, and if we are astute about our investments and um, our risk management, meaning our life insurance and things like that, hey, them insurance companies will be on your side. They're gonna shut that down. It'll no longer be cost effective for people out here killing black folks. If you make it economically disadvantageous for corporations every time an African American gets killed, that shit is gonna stop now. So life insurance is one of those methods. But and but overall, I just wanted to mention these these scenarios, these circumstances that I find myself in. That all my friends is dead. That's not good, man. And it's not just me, because I mean I'm just in a city just like everybody else. You know. So if that's happening to me, then that means that's happening to you. So I'm asking you, how many of your friends have been killed? How many of your how many of your first of all, let's start. How many of your personal partners, your good friends, got killed? Let's do a survey. How many of them? Tell me the name of them. What is their name? What happened to them? And then how many people from your elementary, junior high, and high school got killed? And how many people just that you knew growing up fell into these street circumstances and are no longer here? Let's celebrate them. Let's honor them. It's terrible that we forget, man, and I'll be forgetting them. It's it's one dude right now. I'm trying to remember his name just inside my head. I remember he got killed on the steps with like of the apartment buildings on my block where everybody used to hang out. And he was out on a late night, and the next morning he was just on the steps dead. We don't even know what happened. I don't. I don't really even be asking though. Hey, keep all that. I don't want to know who killed him. You know, if it's not finna affect me, hey, I don't need to know. Don't tell me it was so and so, because in Oakland, our friends kill our friends. That has happened where, oh, your partner killed your partner. So who are you gonna be mad at? What you gonna do about it? Well, he did do him wrong. So, yeah, he was mad at him for a while. Oh yeah, he did try to kill him. So he came back and killed him. It's a lot of that stuff. So, what is a guy to do? You know? And, I'm just bringing it up. I don't really have a point. I just know that I mean, I see the connections to our financial lives and the lives of the family and your legacy, and that's pretty obvious, but, it just reverberates through our whole community because that person that got killed has kids, has a spouse, a girlfriend, a mama, a father, a uncle, cousins. All of that is I got a cousin that got killed in Houston by the police in the third ward, and the police shot him up 15 times. That cousin, I only interacted with him like 2 or 3 times. But every time I think about it, I'm mad about it. I mean, his brothers and sisters are still, they still, um, you know, I still interact with them and my auntie. But my cousin is gone. You know, my friends is gone. I'm starting to tear up just thinking about it. I'm gonna stop the video now and just wondering, do y'all feel like that too? Does this stuff affect you? You know, personally, has it affected you? You know, I think this is a unique situation to African Americans. In America, at least it is. But just thoughts on my mind. Thanks for listening.